Black Torch is a manga. Black Torch, written by Tsuyoshi Takaki, began its run in 2016 and ended in 2018, and recently it was recommended to me by a viewer. This manga pulls heavy influences from Bleach, One Punch Man, and Naruto, much like just about every popular shonen does now, yet has still managed to develop a small but strong following here in the West. When I first heard of this manga, I just saw 19 chapters and thought, wow, that must be bad. But then recently I realized that those chapters were all 40 to 70 pages long, so despite the short run, it is a pretty beefy series. To keep this review simple, we're going to split this into the 4 most important components of any shonen: art, story, action, and characters, except we're going to group art and action together because, you know. So take this journey with me as we follow Jiro, who together with Ragu Pasta Sauce will face many trials and tribulations, such as a deer that walks, a deer with tits, an unnecessary amount of decapitation, like seriously, and yaoi bait. But if he can overcome all those challenges, then he'll be able to take on the Sigma male grind set. So let's jump right into Bleach Torch. In regards to the art, most of the character designs and aesthetics here are pretty tame in this series, which depending on who you are can be a good or a bad thing. I think it works well here as it creates a lot more contrast when you do see some of the more creative designs and crashes the more grounded atmosphere that's been built here, especially towards the tail end of the series where the author decides to ramp up the creativity backing these designs. Plus you have these beautiful full panel shots of Jiro Okoing demons that again draw influence from One Punch Man and blend that with the styles of Bleach. But I do have a small problem with the fighting in this series. You know how people call Superman boring because his power is he's just strong and fast? Well, every human in this series is just strong and fast, except for the main character who's strong and fast, but it looks cool. Still, there are some insane fights in the series, especially the main fight at the end. Holy shit, that fight slaps. Then you got the story. This story is basically every shonen now, which I guess means that Black Torch was ahead of its curve. Dude gets uncontrollable power / possessed or befriended by a demon, then has to go to Jujutsu High School and fight for the high school. Aside from that though, the story was actually not that bad for a shonen. The backstory was kind of crazy, plus there's this interesting take at the end which makes you look at battle manga as a whole and go, damn. Because regardless of the messaging a battle manga might try to throw at you at the end, inevitably overwhelming strength tends to be the downfall of the main villain. But we can't talk about a story without characters. I mean, they're shonen characters. I will say it is so nice to have a main character that is new to what's going on while also being able to do all this cool ninja shit. It's also nice to have a main character that suffers consequences for being reckless, but outside of that, he's just kind of your regular anime protag. You also got your black-haired rival who falls behind the main character and has some weird shit going on with his brother, along with your female side character that just kind of complains about how she's not helping. But you know, she has a lot of personality and character depth. Then you have the main bad guy, which despite being dry, I really liked. His laid back, pragmatic nature made all of his absolutely brutal moments that much more unsettling. In conclusion, there's not much that's breaking the norm here. I think now that every new manga has this same plot, it makes it a little bit harder to get into this one. However, if you want a fun shonen battle manga that throws in a few new ideas, has a bit more of a grounded atmosphere with still enough give for crazy fight scenes and just a fun main villain that challenges the framework of a shonen protagonist, then I think you'll like this one. So when all is said and done, I think Black Torch deserves a solid coochie wedgie out of 10. If you enjoyed this review and want me to review a manga you like, leave it down in the comments. And if you're one of the many mice that is somehow getting on the computer, please tell me, how are you doing this? What is this, some Algernon shit? How are you able to access a computer and type? This one said 350. This one said Shree 50. It made a South Park reference. This mouse is watching South Park and YouTube and is able to memorize that and comment it on videos. This is groundbreaking development for science.